You're a new player. You likely have played one game, maybe 10 or so, and are not feeling the characters so far. Or maybe you're just unsure which would help you learn to play the game the easiest. That's what this video is for. I'm going to provide a simple character for each role with an easy to understand kit that will let you learn the basics of Deadlock, and you can even continue playing them to focus on learning to master Deadlock as well. It is a really good idea for beginners to make use of a simple and effective strategy while starting out. This has a lot of important benefits. Firstly, you will enjoy things more if you are challenged but not overwhelmed, and winning sometimes is also key to achieve enjoyment in what we are doing. Secondly, and maybe the most vital part, is that spending as little time as possible learning the character and instead being able to focus all your attention on what is going on around you and actually learning how to play the game is a key part to success. By not having to worry about how your character farms or fights or itemizes, you can learn what is good positioning, what is a good macro play to make on the map, what fights to take part in, etc, etc. I'll cover 4 characters that I think are great for new players, and I'll also make mention of some other options if you aren't interested in my suggestion. This isn't going to be a guide, but more of a general review of what each spell is and does, how to use it, what your role is within the team, and what you can expect when playing each of these heroes. Let's get into it. Firstly, I'll cover carries. Who doesn't love to be the main character? Kill all their enemies, put out a ton of damage, and take the spotlight. For a beginner, I would recommend picking up 7 as a damage dealing carry. 7 is mostly focused on putting out spirit damage, arcing lightning across the enemy team and capitalizing on team setup by dropping Zeus Bomb on the enemy with his ult. 7's first ability fires an electric orb that slows down as it passes through enemies. His 2 places a timed stun on himself or an enemy, and everyone caught in it will be stunned when it goes off. 7's 3 amplifies his gun to shoot lightning that bounces between enemies, good for wave clearing and AoE damage in fights. The big draw of 7 is his massive teamfight ult, as he ascends to the heavens, dealing damage to any enemy in his line of sight and using a lightning strike to stun and disrupt those running away. When playing a carry character in Deadlock, you want to be present when your team is pushing an objective, help deliver the urn by fighting, and provide damage to the mid-boss to help kill it faster. You want to farm up a lot of souls in lanes, your jungle, and the enemy jungle, as well as sinner sacrifices and golden statue buffs. If you're not too interested in 7, give Infernus and Wraith a go. These characters also have effective CC and can put out a ton of damage at all stages of the game, as long as you keep your soul count up. Next, let's talk about tank characters in Deadlock. There aren't many dedicated tank characters just yet, and Deadlock is flexible in how each character can be played right now. Nothing is set in stone or expected. If you want to play frontline for your team, disrupting the enemies and locking them down with crowd control, Mo and Krill are the duo you need. Mo and Krill excel in disrupting the enemy team using their massive amount of crowd control abilities. Their 2, Burrow, lets you take less damage and gain speed to catch or escape enemies. If they are shooting your mole mound though, you will lose this speed, so be aware of that. After burrowing, the pair will pop out of the ground and spin, flailing Mo's arms around, applying damage and slowing the enemy. You can follow this up with their 3 ability, which disarms all enemies hit. Yep, this spell is kinda broken. Enemies won't be able to fire their weapon and will have to rely on spells and melee, otherwise not fighting back. Use this to keep pressure on the enemies or save an ally being chased. While diving the front line, Mo and Krill can stay healthy with their 1, which heals based on the amount of enemies hit. Use this inside a big minion wave for lots of health. Lastly, with one of the most powerful ultimates in Deadlock is Mo and Krill's combo. Krill will taser an enemy in place, stunning them while Mo rips into them with his big claws. This point and click crowd control is the bane of any carry. Unless you are incredibly fed and stacking damage, you want to make sure there are allies around to put out the damage while you suppress an enemy in place. As a frontline tank, you need souls to buy items that help you survive and absorb damage. Just make sure you aren't over farming at the expense of your team's carries. When you farm the whole jungle and leave nothing for them, they can fall behind and won't do much damage to the people you combo. If the big mole man is not your taste, maybe check out the big blue man, Abrams, or the big green goo, Viscous. These tanks are also able to put out good CC and soak up damage in the front lines. Thirdly, for all you lovely support players out there, is a fan favourite. If you need a simple to play support that empowers their allies, slows down and stuns enemies, and even carry them, literally, to a victory, there is nothing better than playing Ivy. This friendly gargoyle can actually be played in a variety of ways. A pure gun damage carry, a mage spell slinging kudzu bombs, or a team buffing support. Ivy's wand layers vegetation in an area, damaging and slowing enemies. If you're building support items such as Restorative Locket or Rescue Beam, this won't really deal any damage to enemy heroes, but can help your allies to escape or chase down kills. Watcher's Covenant, Ivy's 2 ability, grants you fire rate, move speed and bullet lifesteal. When connected to an ally, they also gain these bonuses, as well as any healing you do being shared with them and vice versa, for about 30% of the healing. Stone Form allows you to dodge all forms of damage, and when slamming down, stuns enemies and heals you. This is a great spell for distracting and disrupting enemies, as well as healing you and allies. Ivy's ultimate allows her to fly, either solo with a bomb to drop, or by carrying an ally. This ability is great for getting around the map to quickly help allies, or by enhancing others in some funny, but maybe not the most effective strategies. You can pick up and carry allies such as Seven, Haze, McGinnis, Dynamo, Holiday, and Bebop during their own ultimates to grant these powerful abilities a form of mobility. This does cut their damage in half, so you should only do it if the enemy is escaping these ultimates. Also, don't grab Dynamo, it's a bit troll, but rescue beaming to pull his ult closer to your team could be a good idea. You also don't need to combo this ultimate with an ally's ultimate, as just picking up and delivering a Mo and Krill or Abrams into the enemy's backline is just as good as delivering a pipe bomb to their mailbox. You could also use this ability as an escape or to save an ally in danger. As a supporting hero, you won't need all that much souls, as these don't make your abilities or damage output better. Your kit will provide bonuses to your team whether or not you have 50,000 souls or 25,000 souls. Unlike other MOBAs, you still need to earn income to keep up in ability levels, and you do need some items. But you should normally expect to have the least amount of souls on your team so that your carries, tanks and fighters have enough souls to buy the expensive items they need. If you for some strange reason don't like Ivy, you're wrong. Some other good supports include Dynamo and Keldon. Their heals will keep you and your ally topped up in lane, and they provide game-changing ultimates to save allies or lock down an enemy for you, or mostly your team, to take care of. Finally, let's talk about a role that isn't specifically a tank and isn't specifically a full damage carry. For the purposes of this video, I'll call them fighters, but you may know them as bruisers, brawlers, initiators. A beefy, bulky frontline fighter that threatens the enemy with a combination of usually crowd control and damage. A safe option here is Calico. Calico dashes and slashes her opponents, dealing AoE and single target damage with the help of her powerful armed shotgun. You are quite low range, but your shotgun will make last hitting souls easier, as well as shred through your opponents. Gloom bombs do decent damage, and your slash and dash gives you healing while putting pressure on the enemy. Transforming into Ava using your 3 allows you to rapidly traverse the map by pull, making you hidden on the minimap, but you are still visible to the eyes of the enemy team. Later in the game, Ava grants you some regeneration as well, and the cat form is really good for breaking the boxes and statues in mid and around the map. Calico's ult deals area of effect damage, as well as granting her speed and becoming invulnerable to damage. After a delay, you'll land back into reality, dealing damage on the return. Fighters do well with a lot of income, but should be getting most of their souls from a combination of farming and fighting over objectives, as they hit a power spike earlier in the game than full damage carries. If you don't end up getting Calico in most of your games, She's pretty strong and very popular right now. Give Shiv and Warden a fair try. Shiv soaks up damage and bleeds his enemies out for a finishing move, and Warden punishes enemy mistakes and deletes anyone who can't escape his close range onslaught. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this guide was helpful to you, or maybe a friend that you introduced to this awesome game. Check out my other Deadlock guides and more to come in the future, like this one on screen right now.